winning your team's first Premier League title in 44 years, like a boss, or coming off the bench to score 2 goals in 5 minutes and drag your squad into a Champions League final. These are the 101% heroic moments in football. First up, remember Toby Alderweireld's goal in the 93rd minute for Antwerp? Oh man, that was like a lightning bolt. Imagine waiting 66 years for a title. Like 2 generations of fans just waiting, and waiting, and waiting. And then, boom, Toby steps up, smashes it in, and the whole place goes nuts. But pulling this off in the Champions League, that's just next-level crazy. Man City thought they had it all in the bag with a 2-goal lead in the semis. They were probably already printing the final tickets. But then, the 13-time European champs at that time, Real Madrid, said, "Not so fast." Rodrygo, the super sub, comes in and scores 2 goals in 2 minutes like he's playing FIFA on beginner mode. And just when you think it can't get crazier, Benzema steps up 5 minutes into extra time and makes it 3-2. Pure chaos. But this time, they had a different problem: Messi. In the 2017 El Clasico, it was down to the wire. Both teams were probably thinking, all right, let's just call it a day and settle for a draw. But Messi? Nah, he had other plans. With just seconds left on the clock, he pulled off the unthinkable. And then, to rub it in, he held up his shirt to the Bernabeu crowd like, yeah, remember this name. But West Brom had a different kind of shock coming their way. They thought Alisson had left his goal empty, just chilling somewhere else. But nope. Out of nowhere, it's the goalkeeper himself, Alisson Becker, who decides to turn the game on its head in the dying minutes. He scored a header to send West Brom packing. Now this is what we call 200% heroic moment, right? And speaking of unlikely heroes, let's jump over to the MLS. At 33, Rooney pulled off a stunner that had everyone's jaws on the floor. DC United's keeper left the net empty for a late push, thinking they'd snatch a win. But Rooney? He turned savior. He tackled an opponent at midfield and then made a pinpoint assist that set up the game winner. It was like watching a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat. Except this rabbit was a perfectly placed pass. Absolute magic. And then there's Lucas Moura, who turned into a magician in the UCL semifinal. Ajax was sitting pretty with a 3-0 aggregate lead, thinking they were a heartbeat away from the Champions League final in 2019. But Lucas Moura had other ideas. He scored twice in just 5 minutes, and with 90 minutes gone, the aggregate was 3-2. Ajax was inches away from the final, but Moura pulled off the unthinkable. He completed his hat-trick and sent Spurs into the final. Moura scored arguably the most impactful hat-trick of the decade. And just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, we've got another insane hat-trick on the way. Because Mbappé took it to a whole new level in the 2022 World Cup final. France was down 2-0 to Argentina, and the game was slipping away. But Mbappé wasn't having any of it. He scored 2 goals in just the 80th and 81st minutes to pull it back to 2-2 and send the match to extra time. In extra time, Messi scored Argentina's 3rd goal in the 108th minute, looking like he had sealed the deal. But Mbappé wasn't done. In the 118th minute, he scored again to make it 3-3, completing one of the most insane hat tricks in World Cup history. Messi was watching it all slip away, just like in the 2014 World Cup final between Germany and Argentina. Everyone was ready for a penalty shootout, and it looked like that's where we were headed. But Mario Götze? Nah, he had other plans. Götze stepped up and nailed the winning goal in the 113th minute. It was like he had superpowers or something. That goal not only secured Germany the 2014 World Cup, but also crushed Messi and Argentina's hopes of finally snagging an international trophy. But in 2022, Argentina was all ready. Even though Mbappé was scoring goals like he was playing on easy mode, Emiliano Martinez came up with a save that was straight up epic. In the dying moments of the game, he pulled off this mind-blowing save to deny Randall Kolo Muani and keep Argentina's dreams alive. It was like something out of a video game, definitely one of the coolest saves ever in World Cup history. And in February 2017, Barcelona got hit with a brutal 4-0 loss to PSG in Paris. Suarez, Neymar, and Messi were basically left helpless as Di Maria ran riot and tore through their defense. After that drubbing, Barcelona was staring down the barrel, needing a miracle to make it to the Champions League quarterfinals. And then, there comes the home game. Suarez kicked things off with a goal to make it 1-0. Then Kurzawa accidentally scored an own goal, bringing it to 2-0. Messi added another to make it 3-0, but Cavani scored for PSG, making it 3-1. So, Barca still needed 3 more goals, not just 2. By the 88th minute, Barcelona fans were on the edge of their seats, but Neymar struck an insane free kick to make it 4-1. Things got even wilder in the 91st minute when a penalty made it 5-1. Barca was just 1 goal away from pulling off the impossible. In the 95th minute, with everything on the line, Sergio Roberto did this. But this time, it was a whole new story. In the nail-biting injury time of the 2013 playoff semi-final, Anthony Knockert had the chance to be the hero for Leicester with a crucial penalty. But in a blink, the script flipped completely. Knockert's penalty was saved, and the ball ended up at Troy Deeney's feet. What happened next? Deeney turned from player to crowd surfer in a wild celebration for Watford, sending the fans into absolute mayhem. It was one of those moments where everything changed in seconds. Well, Diego Costa had his own heroics that were just as dramatic in the Euro Cup round of 16 against Slovenia. First, in the dying minutes with the score still 1-0, Costa made a stunning save when Pepe slipped, kind of like Gerrard's famous slip. Then, in the penalty shootouts, Costa was a wall, saving all 3 of Slovenia's initial penalties. His saves were crucial, keeping Ronaldo and Portugal's hopes alive. But Costa couldn't have saved this one on May 6, 2009. Barcelona was basically begging for a miracle against Chelsea in the Champions League semi-final. With the game on the brink of being over, Andres Iniesta decided to drop a last-minute goal like it was no big deal. It was the kind of goal that even prime Yashin wouldn't have been able to save, and it sent Barcelona through to the final. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's talk about Sergio Agüero's legendary last-minute goal against Queen's Park Rangers in the 2011-2012 Premier League season. This was peak football drama on the final match day, with the title hanging by a thread. City needed 2 goals in extra time and they snagged 1 just after the referee signaled 5 extra minutes. But then, in the absolute dying seconds, Agüero happened. I mean, seriously, who saw that coming? And there you have it. If you loved this trip through football's greatest moments and want more cool content, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out. Your support is what keeps us doing this. Until next time, keep loving the beautiful game.